From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early morning of mornings in LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why more Democrats have stepped forward to give you MSCs, and why what they're telling the viewers this channel, it's all deliciousness. Then we cut to the recon itself. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks coming from the president to you. Biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, and why the Purple Hawks are going to kill it under this fourth recon. Then we got to the big money, which is that MSC battleground. And those MSCs has its number one proponent ready to put it in there. And we're going to go over why you could see upwards of $9,000 of MSCs in addition to the other checks that are in the recon. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of money. Because guess what? That tow truck has passed over the finish line, and the tow hitch is hitched up and ready and looking at that finish line as well. It's a big, bold, beautiful day, and the deliciousness starts right here, right now, as we go into a big early mornings LA, starting right now from Santa Monica. Good morning, everybody. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering, and I'm here, you're here, and she's here as well. She has her surfboard. She's here as well. Because guess what? The surf is up, and so is the stimulus. We'll be going over the incredible push to get those MSCs and why the Democrats want to give you more months out of checks under this fourth stimulus recon. Then we get to the deliciousness of the recon itself. Lots of checks, and why Purple Hawks are going to be pouncing and getting big sums of money in this fourth stimulus recon, in addition to everything else we're talking about. Then we cut to the deliciousness of money being obtained today, this week, this month. What? How much is this? It's upwards of $100,000. You'll look wonderful walking in the beach with $100,000 in your hand until the guy walks up and tries to steal from you. So don't walk on the beach with $100,000 in your hand. But you know how to do this because you're a Purple Hawk. And with that, let's get to the deliciousness starting right here now on Early Mornings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million, because this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is live overnights crypto, currently playing on this channel. Then we go into our new hit show, Mornings Countdown, at 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then live on air at 9 a.m. with Mornings LA, Mornings Crypto at 10, and then noontime at 11. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. I want you part of this family. Hit that like button to 3,000 likes and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. The link's under the video. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, what are you doing? You get alert whenever there's bacon. I guess the alert never goes off. Here it is at news.la.com. It's the alerts that the thousands of you have signed up for. Make sure you've confirmed your email address, put your name and email address in there, and watch for that confirmation email. If you haven't gotten it, watch the spam folder, hit the blue button, and then you're confirmed. It may also be in the promotions folder of YouTube. Meantime, let's get to everything that everyone is talking about, which is that MSC. Monthly stimulus check. Who wants to give it to you? What's at issue? Let's go over all the details starting right now. House Ways and Means Committee wants to give you a monthly stimulus check. They write that in a letter to the president. Then we have other people as well. We have AOC and Omar calling for $2,000 a month. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders calling for a monthly stimulus check. And then, of course, the one that has captivated a country has been that pandemic plus 1 year House bill monthly stimulus check. That would be $1,000 a month, which would amount to at least $13,000. I think I have an opinion. Jump to the live chat right now and tell me House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. It's been beautiful here in Santa Monica this last 2 days. A little bit muggy, but still, I'll take it. Not so long as it's not hot. If it's hot, you can tell when I'm hot on set. I'm like, get up. It's just like I can't. It's hard to record when it's hot. But who gets this forced stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. You get a forced stimulus check if you're single individuals, $75,000 or less. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent you get a forced stimulus check. Family of 4, Democrats represent you get a forced stimulus check. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security or railroad benefits, you get a forced stimulus check as well. The forced stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the forced stimulus check would be the same amount across the board, including adult dependents. Finally, the forced stimulus check is not a waivable check. So don't wave at it. No, just don't wave at it. If it comes up to you at the beach and starts waving at you, it may be a pickpocket. It may not actually be your check. Or it may be a tourist check. Maybe the French check if it kisses you on the one cheek, and if it kisses you on 2 cheeks, it's the Italian check. In the second half of this video, we go over the world exclusive, as the #1 guy in DC wants you to have MSC. This is not the first person to say it, but what is his deal provisions? Well, it could be upwards of $9,000. Yes, this is really good considering the House bill is $13,000. His money gets to you faster. Wow. That's coming up in the third part of this video. In the second part, we go over the recon itself, which pays you a fortune. But money is money. And let's get some right now. Right now? Oh, yeah. We're going to get some money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. Because guess what? Viewers daily are getting $10,000 or more from this channel and upwards of $100,000. And today's your day to get this big pot of money. Our inspiration starts with one individual, but what I'm going to go over is first the inspiration. Then I'm going to go over the money. Then I'm going to go over how you get the money. And then we're going to go over how you really receive all this so quickly. It's incredible, great news. And it starts right now. What is this money? This is money from third stimulus, and it's available for you because you may not have known that it was dedicated for you on the third stimulus package, and it's still there. Johnny is our inspiration. He started the week 2 weeks ago with $0 from this channel, but by the middle of the week, he was at $40,000. He didn't stop there because guess what? He was one of 3 people at $40,000 by the middle of the week. By the weekend, he got $80,000, getting another $40,000 because he got 7 items, not 3 items. Wow. Then he turned around and the next week he told his friends and family about this channel and they got $100,000. Oh my goodness. Sound unusual? It's not. Happening daily on this channel. Let's go over Johnny's incredible story and what this means for you. So Johnny got $12,000 for SNAP. He got $10,000 for EIDL. He got $2,000 for taxes. He got $21,000 for housing, then another $26,000 for it. Then he got $10,000 for electricity. He also got internet and phone at $50 a month, bringing his grand total to $80,000. But Johnny wasn't done there yet. No. He turned around and told his friends and family about this channel. And within less than 5 days, they then got another $100,000. Wow. As of today, I've helped 5 friends save their homes, says Johnny, and put food on their table. And 3 family members thought it wasn't going to happen until they started getting it. This is because it was SNAP, and the family members got $41,500, and the other one got $57,600. Wow. This channel, your channel, has been awesome to see others stop stressing about bills. Your channel, LALATE, has helped so many others and myself tremendously. You're such a godsend. Purple Power, Purple Hawk. Thank you for those kind comments. Now, what you're going to see is that these numbers are not unusual and that the success stories are regular occurrences on this channel. When we talk about rent, people are getting massive sums of rent from this channel. And let's look at the numbers because, wow. Look at those numbers. Incredible. $27,000 for rent, $25,000, $20,000. Massive numbers for rent that viewers of this channel are getting. Then when you take a look at the utilities, Johnny got $9,000 for utilities. More than even what's on this list because guess what? The more members, the more subscribers, the higher numbers are going. And then let's look at the SNAP. Money for food. It's incredible because guess what? Viewers are now getting upwards of $19,000. And there's a combo, people. People got 3 items or more. That should be you. Nancy got 3 items. Nisi got 3 items. Mark got 2 items at $32,000. But let me tell you about Mark. Wow. So Mark has 2 inspirational stories. The second one I'm going to deliver to you later this weekend. But the first one is the following. Is this one. Is that Mark got 2 items at $32,000. And over the next 5 days on camera, I told Mark to get the 3rd item. And he finally did. He got that snap. He got it in less than 5 days. Wow. Then he told his friend and neighbor about this channel, and that friend and neighbor went from 0 to $21,000 of rent in less than 5 days. Incredible. Sounding usual? Not at all. Happening all the time. About 2 weeks ago today, it happened as well. Shanann, Purple Hawk member of 2 months, told her friend, hey, LA, I told my friend about you, and now she's addicted to your channel. And that friend went on to get $21,000 from actually several items, 3 items. Boy, oh boy. And then finally Mark got that snap. How much did he get? He got $19,000, bringing Mark's grand total on this channel to $50,500. Really? Yes, $50,500, because the sky is the limit on this channel. The numbers keep on going bigger and bolder, and here you go. $105,000 for Lorraine. What's going on? This is LALATE. We've been doing it since day one. People have been getting big sums of money on this channel since the very first day. I launched the channel on April 25th because people had applied for that EIDL loan and EIDL grant and were not getting approved. So I launched this channel to show them how to get them applications approved. They had been stalled up in what I call the 330, 331, 48 vortex. Bombshell. One after another, I got them approved. Then, 5 days later, a new program was going live. At least it was supposed to go live, but it didn't go live in some states for 2 months. Very confusing application. I explained how to do it. It's called PUA. And I did one after another, application on air, explaining the terms and how you do it. And viewers started getting those sums of money. Like Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida got $50,000. She had to wait several months, but it was worth it. And then in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. It was the holidays. You needed money. And I showed viewers how to get $250,000 of rent and utilities, like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston, $15,000. Now we're doing it again. The only difference is we're going bigger, bolder than ever before. And boy, the numbers are incredible. So let's go over some introductory remarks for you first, and we're going to go after some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, SNAP, and more money. Here are some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to all 6. Don't just reach out to 1 of 6, reach out to 6 of 6. They have their own pot of money, and if one says no, don't worry, because they have different eligibility. Number 2, it's important to say the keywords I say in this video. It really helps get people approved. Number 3, every state has money. Every state was given the same amount of money across the board. All right, you're ready? Here you go. You're going to reach out to the following 6 places: City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, State House Authority. I'm going to say it again. Rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, and utility assistance because of COVID are your keywords. And you're going to go to your City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, and State House Authority. And there you go. If you ever need to hear any more information from this video, you can always replay it or toggle back the replay button. And congratulations, those people got this big money for rent and utilities. They include Tim and Linda posting success stories in the live chat. The next pot of the money is the money for SNAP. You need to pick up the phone and get this money. Also for utilities, make sure you contact every utility company you have, every single one, and say things like utility assistance because of COVID. Now, when we turn to SNAP, it's money for food. It's absolutely a SNAP to get. You get it from Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is easy. It's easier than a stimulus check. If you got a stimulus check, you're likely to get SNAP. And how much does it pay? Johnny got $19,000, but guess what? It's now worth $25,000. Oh my goodness, why? Because of a wonderful decision by Department of Agriculture 2 weeks ago that raised everyone's benefits up an average of 25% lifetime nationwide automatically starting October. So he's sitting on $25,000. Congratulations, Tim and Linda, Lynn Gray, and also Gail, who got this big money as well. Next, let's go to those refund checks. Federal government has ordered the states to return back money to you that they had initially taken back due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. That money has come back to you. Average payment is $3,000 to $5,000. This is the one due to computer error. And then finally, Federal government is returning back to you that taxes you paid on that 2020 tax return for unemployment benefits to IRS. Average payment is about $1,200 to $2,000, reports viewers of this channel. More about that second, but here's a personal message from me to you. If you're on the live chat and you haven't posted success stories for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more, please do. Because this channel was launched for me to help you, and the spirit of this channel is you helping others as well. When you post a success story in the live chat, you inspire people to pick up the phone and call. All this money, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, $80,000, $100,000 is all attainable, but not if you don't pick up the phone. And a lot of people just need that encouragement. Picking up the phone is so easy, and that money is just a phone call away. Lots of different items, lots of different checks. So put your success story in the live chat. Inspire people to make multiple phone calls, because like Art Sullivan and Easy, you got 3 items. You can get at least 3 items or more. So do it. And with that, let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work. It'll reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, and then it'll reveal the refund check you're getting back. That'll reveal stuff you don't want to see. Like, has Mitch ever been to a San Francisco hairstylist? I don't want to see that. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of this video, starting right now. And deal done, signed, sealed. Your $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. Wow. How did this happen? When did this happen? It happened 2 weeks ago when the recon, the tow truck, passed over the finish line. That recon passed, giving you a recon that is $3.5 trillion and all checks for the American people. Done deal, signed, sealed. What's important to understand is that this is the biggest recon we've ever had in the history of this channel. It's all checks for you, no checks for corporations. Much bigger than everything before. Let's go over a little bit of the history before we get to where we are right now to understand what happened with this recon. Well, originally, the recon had roads and bridges in there and was unpassable. And the higher the price tag was on the recon beforehand, the harder it was to pass, says a conservative publication confirmed my reporting. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put in the bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, it's important to understand how Democrats legislate with Democrats. Democrats are dealing with the recon. There's no Republicans involved, so it's just Democrats with Democrats. And the way they did the recon procedural is the way they're doing the recon substantive. Getting an oral agreement, going down the hall, talking to their legislator, their friend, and saying, what do you think? What do you think? Let's get this done. What do you think about this provision? That oral agreement was achieved for the recon procedural back in June and July. They had met, agreed they're going to do a recon. They agreed it's going to be $3.5 trillion. And that agreement was reached. At that point, they said, we have an agreement. At that point, I said, done deal, signed, seal for a recon procedural. Writing the bill is just confirmation of the oral agreement, and calling the vote on the bill is just a further confirmation. And that's why, once they wrote the bill, it just confirmed their oral agreement. Once they called the vote, it just was the same thing we had seen months earlier. So recon procedural passed, and during that time, to get a big enough recon, that's when they're saying, go big. Ilhan Omar, Democrat out of New York, Minnesota, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat out of New York, both progressives, have said, we need a larger recon. We need a recon that goes big and bold. We want it. They got it. And that's why the president at the time said, protect my recon, because everything in that recon is progressive priorities, priorities from the White House and White House's priorities. That's what Jalapa and Schatz had said. So what is the difference between a recon and what's the difference between a bipartisan? What's important to understand is that all last weekend, holiday weekend, all this week, and of course all this weekend, the Democrats are working on this recon substantive. They are going and meeting with their colleagues, doing what I just said to you, is trying to reach that oral agreement. The oral agreement is the finish line. It is the finish line, because once they have the oral agreement, they're done. Just writing the bill up is confirming the oral agreement. And guess what? There's someone that wants to confuse you. And who is she? You've met her. It's her. It's Freedom Frida. Freedom Frida. She walks in the supermarket with wads of cash and has lots of fake facts. Like she says Mitch invented Christmas. Well, among her fake facts are Democrats are dragging their feet, Democrats aren't in town, Democrats aren't coming back, Democrats aren't there, they're driving Bentleys in the South Pacific, 200 time zones away. Untrue. They're in their offices going over the oral agreement of the recon right now. And they're not going to live stream it or appear on Twitch or something for it or TikTok themselves. I mean, they're just negotiating the terms. And you're not going to be part of those negotiations because it's not It's not a formal meeting. It is an informal meeting, but this is where they get it done. There you go. So let's go over the difference between recon and bipartisan so you understand it, and it's very important, certainly going into next week. Two different paths, two bodies of law, very, very different. Recon is your money. Bipartisan is not your money. So let's look at the details. Recon is your money, and that recon is reconciliation, budget bill, Democratic spending plan, social reform plan, anything like that terminology. 3.5 trillion checks for the American people, all checks for you. Bipartisan, not your money. Roads and bridges, infrastructure, price tag 1.5 trillion. Well, the tow truck is passed over the finish line. Now it's picking up the tow hitch, and that tow hitch is now at the finish line. The recon procedural is passed. Now they're doing a recon substantive. What's the difference between the two? Very, very similar. Let's look and see how similar they are. Recon procedural says, are we doing a recon of a 3.5 trillion where we put $10 in this committee and $20 in that committee? Yes, that is what recon procedural does. Recon substantive then says, now the committee has the money, how they going to spend it? Very, very similar. Watch that keyword committees and coming back to it in the final 15 minutes of the video. And then you got to really push purple power seats for stimulus because this is still right in front of the finish line, but you have to make sure it gets over the finish line and the right way. Some of you have been great on social media. 2 or 3 people are tweeting about 50 times an hour. Just wonderful. Some other people just need to tweet a little bit more. Remember, seats for stimulus. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, chuck all the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks on forced stimulus recon. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee also wrote the president a letter saying, we're putting forced stimulus checks on the forced stimulus recon. Oh, boy. Can we top that? Certainly we can, because guess what? There's a lot of Democrats who want you to have a monthly stimulus check. And ultimately, we need to push. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders. We have the AOC and Omar. We have the House bill, which is over 100-plus people. And then we have House Ways and Means. We can get this done. Meantime, can we top that? Yes. As the president's chief of staff, Ron Klain, just a few days ago said, we can top that. It's with the global minimum corporate tax rate, which is now law. The global minimum corporate tax rate was taken out of the recon because it's frankly too confusing. And it made the recon easier to write, easier to call the vote, and easier to pass because this confusing thing is not in there. And that confusing thing, what does it do? It pays for the recon by raising taxes on the wealthiest corporations in America, of which 55 of them, identified by the White House, allegedly haven't paid any taxes. Incredible news. And there you go. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the final 15 minutes of this video on Early Mornings LA today. So much breaking news. We'll go over the statements from the Commerce Secretary, from the Treasury Secretary, from Chuck, from Bernie, and from both Rons, Ron Wyden and Ron Klain. So many details. We'll go over that confusion about this stimulus versus forced stimulus and the world exclusive about those MSC checks. Meantime, I want you to pick up the phone today. I want you to reach out to every single utility company you have. Start pushing for that utility assistance because of COVID. Then I want you picking up the phone, calling Department of Agriculture, get on SNAP if you qualify for it. Then pushing over to rent utilities, City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority. This money is real. Once you get one item, you have developed the skill set to conquer forced stimulus because you'll be doing the same skill task on a forced stimulus. Once you got one, you are ready to rock and roll. Please try to get several items before you reach out to the volunteers, because if you can't get the other items, then you can reach out to them. But I want you to get the skill set of doing one item yourself at least first. And here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Early Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LA, direct from Santa Monica as we continue with the big exciting details about your fourth stimulus check update 2021. Well, the more Democrats want to give you an MSC, I'll go over all the deliciousness and how this calculates out. Then we cut to the recon itself, and we'll understand how recon application base works and how you're going to get fortunes as Purple Hawks under this fourth stimulus recon. How people with a donetta in their hand or a donut will be left a little confusing. Then we'll be cutting to the big push this weekend. There's going to be a lot of breaking news all weekend long, and it concerns for stimulus recon. Members of the White House team are speaking out about the situation, and they want to hear from you as well. So with that, so much exciting news, whether it's East Coast or West Coast, I'm so excited for you to join me on the big broadcast, and it starts right now, and this is LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Meantime, the link to become part of the alert system is under the video. Totally free. It's at news.la.com. Make sure you put your name and email address in there. Watch for that confirmation email. Hit the blue button, and then you're confirmed. Confirmation email may be in the spam folder. Let's cut to the deliciousness of this stimulus with the confusion that erupted this week about where it may land. Well, this stimulus always covered on this channel is about that SSI reform. But there was some chatter this week about potentially putting it into fourth stimulus. Not the same thing I cover. Why? Because the fifth stimulus I cover is a whole SSI and SSDI reform. The items that they're talking about for seniors was just a particular individual check, not the whole system. And it almost sounded like they want to do that in replacement of this, which would be fractions of the money. This is the big payout. First, they're going to raise your benefit limits up. Then they're going to move the asset limit, add inflation and benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. This is the SSI reform that starts in September and likely to a vote by about November. And let's go over all the incredible deliciousness starting right now. Who gets this? You do. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one is going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation, and it's going to be transitory. It's going to be at least 5%, I'm reporting. So let's do the analysis. First, your benefits will go up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. If that benchmark is 5%, that means you'll go up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. It's incredible great news. So the inflation rate is 2% the year after that. You'll be at plus 5, plus 2%. Then they're going to move the asset cap, bringing back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. It's going to go away. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and also stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear the marriage penalty. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be, says the House Ways and Means Committee for next year. But lastly, if you're on the live chat and you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? You need to become a member today. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. The link to become a member is under this video. Why is it important to become a member? Because daily I deliver to you a breakdown of all the big money available under first, second, and third stimulus fortunes, so that you can conquer this and get 5, 10, 15, 20,000, up to $100,000 from third stimulus, because there's money dedicated for you. I launched membership for exactly that reason, because as soon as the third stimulus check came out, I said, don't focus on just the $1,400 stimulus check, focus on the other sums of money you can get under this third stimulus package. And there's a lot of it. That's why Purple Hawks are killing it daily by getting these massive sums of money. Consider becoming a Purple Hawk today. The link is under the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. Your recon is done. Wow. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. It happened about 2 weeks ago. That's when the recon some procedural passed. In fact, Ron Klain said the same thing last weekend. He said, "Why you keep on asking me about the fate of the recon? It already passed." Thank you, Ron. That means there'll be a recon. It'll be 3.5 trillion. It'll be all checks for the American people. Biggest recon we've ever done on this channel. Biggest recon of the United States during this pandemic. The only one that's all for individuals and not for businesses. Now, Gina Carando, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Raimondo, is the Commerce Secretary, and she was on broadcast media on Thursday talking about the fourth stimulus recon. Now, understand that there's nothing for businesses in there, whereas the previous stimulus packages were all for businesses. And this one's paid for by taxing businesses. So she certainly admitted that she's getting some pushback from some business parts of the segments of the United States. But she still said, I want to hear your insight. I want to hear what you have to say. Well, hello, pick up the phone and call. Now, she is on the executive branch. She is not a legislator, so she's not writing your stimulus check. She has nothing to know about a stimulus check. But the more you tell people this, the more circles in the groups that they're talking to, that they start hearing lots of people calling, ask for a stimulus check, then they start focusing on it as well. Janet Yellen, her colleague, that's Secretary of Treasury, that's IRS, sent a letter to Congress just a few days ago saying, pick up the pace, because we have the debt ceiling limit coming in late September, and you have a lot of stuff to do, and that debt ceiling limit can't happen. Well, ironically, that's what Ron Wyden and Ron Klain, Bernie and Chuck all confirmed last week, and they're confirming for this week. They worked all last week on this fourth stimulus recon. They were having 4 to 5 phone calls a day, said Bernie and Chuck amongst themselves. So they're really pushing to get this out. All right, let's go over what a recon is. And in this case, why is it application-based? Application-based does not mean you fill out an application. It just means it's not automatic. It means you have to pick up the phone and say, hey, I think I qualify for this money. Can I have some? What is the issue with that? The issue is that IRS can't pay these sums of money to you because they don't know anything about these situations and you. IRS doesn't know about your dental, doesn't know about your vision, doesn't know about your hearing. IRS doesn't know about your food, doesn't know about your internet. And so the only way these things are paid out is for you reaching out to the committee that has the money. We've been doing this since day one. That is what application-based stimulus is, where you pick up the phone and you say, hey, I want this money. I qualify for this money. It's an effort of only a telephone away, not a whole deal. You've been doing this with PEBT, PPP, SNAP, PUA, and EIDL. So let's go over an example of how this works so you understand the nuances of this. Here are some of the proposed items, and clearly none of these IRS would ever have any database information about to know to send you a check about them. Free school meals for all checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for the digital for free internet, checks for clean energy, checks for workers, like lowering the eligibility age for workers, checks for unions, checks for independent contractors, checks for seniors, like lowering Medicare eligibility, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, and checks for vision seniors. These are items that the IRS would never have anything to do about. So obviously, you're going to do really well on this fourth stimulus recon and this group here. Viewers like Johnny, just viewers like you that pick up the phone and say, I qualify for that money. Can I have it some, please? That are doing that time and time again. Johnny got 7 items. Mark up at least 4 items. Are going to do so well under fourth stimulus because it's going to be a lot of different checks. There's going to be a lot of different checks for you to get under this fourth stimulus recon, not one. And picking up the phone is the easiest way to get it. And then it will be available for you. Not doing well, any person that just loves the donut, that says, okay, when is that check for vision land in my bank account? No one knows that you have an issue for vision, or you need money for vision. Well, I just do. Well, you need to tell them. And they're not going to know that unless you pick up the phone and call. Now, let's cut to those MSCs, monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Well, let's go over all the details. It's important to understand that there's been enough House Democrats, enough Senate Democrats to say, yeah, virtually the entire Democrat caucus wants you to have a monthly fourth stimulus check under the fourth stimulus recon. But let's delve deeper into the subject matter. I told viewers about 4 weeks ago to pick up the phone and call your elected officials, say, hey, you know what? I deserve an MSC. Advocacy on this channel starts by affirmative statements that end with a period at the end of the sentence, not a question mark. We don't do question marks on this channel because that's not advocacy. That's just asking people a question which will ultimately result in a Raw and a no answer. Calendar Colleen, this is September. It doesn't really help us, that sentence. Any calendar card. Whatever happened to July? Doesn't really help us when someone says that to an elected official. So what we say is, I need the stimulus. And that's what I told viewers of this channel to do about 4 weeks ago. WR, longtime viewers of this channel, did that. He picked up the phone, called Chris, he called Senator Chris Coons, his elected official, Senator, Democrat, Joe Biden's old confidant, talked to his staffer and said, I want to tell you about the importance of a forced stimulus check. The staffer said, yes, I agree. Senator Chris Coons is putting it in there. There you go. Confirmation. World exclusive. Let's turn to 2 weeks ago. The bill we're dealing with here, or what will become a bill, is called the Forced Stimulus Reconciliation Budget Bill. What committee oversees it? The Senate Budget Committee. And who's the chairman of it? Bernie Sanders. Wow, I did not know that. Now, what did Bernie Sanders say about the situation? Well, you don't know unless you bring the conversation to a head. And I told viewers that he wanted to hear from you. Why? Because that's what he said. He said, previous chairman of the budget committee just did things in D.C. I like to get out amongst the people when we're talking about the budget. That means he wants to hear your insight. And certainly, at that time, I said, pick up the phone. That was about 3 weeks ago. Not a lot of people called. Lynn Glenn called, and Brother Joshua did. But it was Brother Joshua that changed it all. Brother Joshua, a longtime viewer of this channel and 2020 volunteer to the community page and also Purple Hawk, had the conversation with Sanders' staffer in his office and got the following information. Number one, yes, Senator Sanders does intend to propose a forced monthly stimulus check in the forced stimulus recon. There you go, world exclusive. Everything about this is deliciousness. First, monthly, yes. Payout $1,000 to $1,400, yes. Monthly. Terms, yes. What are the terms? 3 to 6 months. Oh, yes, that's great. There you go. World exclusive confirmed. But there was one catch. Senator Sanders told his staffers to say, well, I'll only do it if I have the support from the American people. You got this, Purple Power. This is all you. Pick up the phone and call Elizabeth Warren, call Chuck Schumer, call Bernie Sanders, call AOC. Say, I support you for trying to give us monthly stimulus checks. Make sure it's in there in the forced stimulus recon. We really need those monthly stimulus checks. His number, moreover, pairs well in comparison to the House plan. Lines up beautifully. The House plan takes 12 months to get $13,000, a full year to get $13,000. Bernie's plan on the high end of 6 months at $1,400 pays out close to $9,000 in less than 6 months. That's a big difference, and it's all incredible great news. Meantime, coming up after this video is Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on this channel. Then our new hit show, which is Morning's Countdown at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Are you going to tune in? I hope you are. Then I'm back with you at 9 a.m. with Morning's LA, 10 a.m. with Morning's Crypto, and 11 a.m. with Noon Time LA. So many details, and with that, remember, start today by getting these big sums of money. Rent, utilities, food, internet. It's all available for you right now. Once you go into the weekend, once you go into the week, and once you go into the rest of the month, by getting these big sums of money for you right now, create economic independency for yourself. Don't be dependent upon anything else. So get as much money. Get that money all the way into 2021, and I'll see you next on Overnight's Crypto. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.